Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Give me a sound check, please. Make sure I got all this right. Looking good. Okay. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Sound check. Mic check. Screen check. Everything good? Order filled. All right. That trade got done. We're good to go. Okay. Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. I'm going to let everybody come into the room, chill out. Where's everybody here? Everybody's just crawling into the room, so we're going to let everybody come in. I'm trying to do NASDAQ and S&P so we can actually follow both instruments on our charts. Hopefully this is going to be good. White screen chart, going to make it a lot easier for me. Let me know if the sound is good. Let me know if the video is good. Looks like it's pretty good to me. Should be able to see all the labels. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. All right, we're gonna let everybody come into the room right now. Let me just do one thing here. Bear with me a second. Okay, I'm just starting now. And everybody on Twitter, come to our YouTube channel so you can see actually everything that I'm doing here, and I'll explain everything as it goes along. All right. Good morning. Good morning, all. So hope everybody's had a good night, good day. Lots of kind of choppy volatility today. It's crazy ass moves up, crazy ass moves down. Sort of things all over the place as far as vol goes. I want to focus on a couple of ideas. What am I expecting? I'm expecting to make money. That's all I'm expecting. There's nothing really clear. I mean, we obviously have the Israel-Iran news, which is overhanging this. But, gold is down, surprisingly enough, right? Oil is really not doing anything. It's oil is up actually. Sorry, oil is up to 72, so it is marginally higher, but nowhere near as high as you would think it would be. And equities, I think, are getting tired. I mean, if you put a gun to my head, I think equities go down. And one of the more interesting things, by the way, is like why the bias I think is down is you can actually see from the indicator. Let's go to full chart on the S&P. How many more buy failures there are than sell failures? So you had a couple of buy successes here, right? But just like in the last hour, you see the whole thing start to buy failure, on the signal itself. Excuse me. Buy failure. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah. Buy failure. Like literally 4 consecutive buy failures, right? Just on the labels themselves. It shows you that, the bias, I think, or at least, definitely the trade, even though it's mildly down, the trade today seems to be biased to the downside. Like there's much more continuity to the bias to the downside because as these are all failures, these are all fine. The sell worked here. The sell worked here. The sell worked here. There's only one sell where it didn't. Oops, sorry. And the sell worked here. There's only one sell that did not work, and that's, I think, like a interesting thing for us to keep in mind. Like I think it's sort of a good good way of looking at how the next hour, where we want to preference our trades for the next hour. So usually, they're all success. If they're both successful, then you kind of equal preference, equidistant on whether you want to be doing buys or sells, right? If you clearly see that one side is just failing on the on the labels, which is the buy side is failing on the labels, right? Then you want to do two things. You either just not want to take any buy trades until you see 2-3 consecutive winning buy trades, or you generally, let me just clear this up here. You basically only want to take follow-on trades, because follow-on trades actually more or less, even they barely work, but they did work, So this follow-on trade works. We don't have a follow-on trade here, but in this case, the follow-on trade works. And this follow trade fails. It's better than the label fail. And the reason why you want to wait for the follow-on trade is because clearly the breakout trade, the buy trade, the label trade is not giving you a really great signal. Whereas on the sell side, you can feel confident going both, taking the label trade and the follow-on trade, because both of those are much more successful. Have I ever used a 200 moving average on my chart? Well, 200 moving average is simply, like we can easily put this on here and see it. All it tells you is that over the past XXX, the bias is one way or another way. But it isn't. Here's what I wanted to kind of talk about today. That's really interesting. So here's the moving average, SMA. 200. Oops. So this is a 200 SMA, and not really telling you much, right? I mean, it's not like this is. Let let me just give you style. Let's make this black and make it thick. You know, looking at this, you're not getting any clue as to basically what it's telling you is that it's just flat. The market is really range bound over this thing. So what you can say here with a mild degree of confidence that the market is range bound with a negative bias, right? Which means you kind of don't want to take the up trades unless they're follow on trades, right? That's kind of those ideas. Does that make sense to everybody? Everybody kind of seeing that? It's not a bad idea to lay down 200 SMA just to give us, some interesting clue. Like, let's take a look at how we would have let's just take a look at the open yesterday and see, what it shows. I mean, yesterday it was, very clear that the first hour it was all negative, right? And if we had, in this case, taking all the negative trades would have pretty much worked, with the exception of this, third sell, which was a difficult sell. But then, the follow-on trade would have worked fine. So you could have sold, you would have sold the labels. They would have worked. The follow-on sells would have worked. The buys were very weak. So, you could discriminate this way. Now here, this is the interesting part. So let's just play this forward. This is a sort of like where the buys start to perform modestly well, right? But then this is kind of interesting. You put the 200 SMA on here and you see that it still stays underneath here. And the buy trade was just basically only good for one, obviously here you also had very short, clean trade here. But then the sell trades just started to really work again. So essentially, if you sort of said to yourself, I'm not taking any trades on the buy side until it clears the 200, you probably would have, you certainly made all the money. Like here, it clears the 200, right? Here we clear 200, the buy trades start to really operate nicely, and you perform well. And now you don't take any sell trades, right? Although there's actually no signals at all here. And then and now we finally kind of died down towards the 200 over here. Now here, this sell trade works because it's underneath the 200. This sell trade works, and so on and so forth. So this buy trade was the last failure. Okay. However, you could have resolved it by taking the follow-on trade. So if you got stopped here, you tripled your size here, you would have been able to resolve it. So it's not, you're right. Let's go. Let me kill this right now. It's not a bad idea for us to keep this on the chart. So you see, we're sort of underneath here. We have a sell signal here on. I wanted to go to two charts. So I have a sell signal here. It's market open, which obviously going to be very volatile, but I don't care. Let's give it a shot. If this sell signal holds, we'll take this trade because it's underneath the 200. It should give us some semblance of support. Sell signal disappears. Sell signal appears. Still waiting to let it play out. More importantly, the key thing that I want to talk about today is how can we put together these signals into a steady, consistent P&L. All right, I'm selling this market.
Would have failed.
I'm short, and right into the open, it's going to go up against me. Let's see if the volatility works, or it's just going to totally stop me out. It's fine. I mean, I knew that I was selling into the market open, which I should never do, but I do it with you guys. It's actually kind of interesting today because we can see if this, if the bias to the negative side sort of holds or if it doesn't. If it kind of breaks to the upside. If this doesn't work, we'll try to resolve it on the following trade. Knowing full well, I stepped into the lion's den right now at 9:30. You're going to get lots and lots of fake moves one way or the other. Yeah, it's gonna go against me. We are open.
Stop filled.
And I got stopped, and look at that, and just now it starts to go down. So I'm actually gonna sell it.
Order filled.
And it got done. It got done on the second move. I knew that that this was going to be the spike up, spike down. So I just simply volatility, but I did recover it on the second trade. It was very, very fast to the downside, and now we're opening up like a much more sharper downside move here on the open. We should never trade the open is the rule, but if you're going to do it, be quick to resolve it. This is a pretty sharp drop here, so. As I said, it's the selling trades have been working, the buying trades have not. It just tells you that even if the range is range bound, and by the way, let me just put this. Let me put it on the. Let me put the 200 on here as well, just so that we, you can keep an eye on this. I'm on the. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Delete this. Oh, you know what I want to do? Sorry, let me do this. Let me see. There's a little bit. I wanted there's a follow-on trade here in NASDAQ that I could have taken. I was sorry. I got too distracted with trying to put on moving averages. Let me just do this one more time. So I'll put the moving average on. This will. No, it should be over here. I want it over here, right? Indicators, moving average. Very fast recovery. So if you did not take advantage of that, did not succeed. Look at this. Look at these dumps. It's just been really, really psychotic moves here. This is 50 to 37, 13 handles in 2 minutes. Big, big move. All right, we'll wait for labels to develop. See what the next trade goes. But the general idea that I kind of wanted to put together with you, and we'll go through the charts and everything else in just a minute. When I think it's a safe time to trade gold, gold is, you can trade gold anytime. I don't know what you mean by safe time. Do you mean why don't you just try to define the word safe? I don't think there's no safe time to trade anything. There's always risk in everything you do. Do you mean what is the most liquid time? What is the most active time? The most active time to trade gold is between 4 a.m. till about 12 noon, I think. Is there a timer indicator? There is a timer on the on TradingView, which you can. I think. How does this work? Is it in settings? Oh shit, guys! Who knows how to do this? I totally forgot about this. Is it status line? Events. What the fuck is a timer? Scales and lines. I forgot what a timer is at, guys. Here it is. You got countdown bar to close. You just have to click on this thing and you go countdown bar to close in TradingView, and you will get it. So just watching, watching prices now, not much really going on over here. We're obviously negative sell now underneath the 200. So, NASDAQ is a little more positive. But we really need, for the next trade to happen, we need it to go green, red, right? For a continuity trade, for a follow-on trade, because we need a retrace into the green zone and then a reestablishment of the downward trend. Watching NASDAQ here, really not a trade. Just watching NASDAQ over here to see what it wants to do. Thinking of selling this as a follow-on trade if it stays red. We'll see if it kind of stays red in the zone here. Even though this was the follow-on trade, I think it's okay to do a second red entry. It's a big move though. Jesus. This is the only problem with NASDAQ is when you get these huge candles, this is a 48 to 22. It's like a 20-point candle, and my stop is only 15 points. All right, I'm going to try to sell this.
Order filled.
Let's see if we get it in.
Order filled.
And that got done. All right, so that was That was $100 really, really quickly off of a momentum trade. I took, oh shit, and we have a sell signal in this sell market.
Order filled.
All right, we short this in here, and it's going up against me, but it's fine. This was a legitimate. Well, this is a third sell, so I guess it's not that legitimate. But it's all part of it. Actually is more or less legitimate because I want to talk to you a little bit about frequency of trade and taking trades here in terms of building a consistent P&L throughout the day. I have some ideas. While let this trade play itself out, and then I'll explain to you kind of my thought process of what I want to do here. Let's see if I can make this point. No. Nah. Ugh. Time is it? Oh, it's 9:37. Yeah, that's really volatile as fuck. All right. There we go. All right, so that got done for 100. So let me kind of run you through, and I'm going to do this on the S&P, which I think is the easiest one to try this on. But it's sort of like a general idea of how I would trade this, right? Let's ignore the buy trades for now. I just want to walk you through me taking sell trades, and I'm going to do this from like around 5:30 in the morning, right? Like this, right? So two S&P contracts, $100. I've been saying this forever. The easiest trade to make ever is one S&P point if you use, the label indicator, right? By the way, let me just, we have like a whole bunch of probably questions as to how do you get this indicator. So I put in a link here. You can either join us. You can either join us for a month, try me out, try the indicator out, or you can join me for a full coaching session, which is 3 months. We just did another coaching session yesterday where we talked about NASDAQ, but today I really want to talk about the S&P as the easiest way to make 1 point 10 times a day. $100, it's $1,000 a day, right? So let me just run you through like the sell conditions from around 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So selling here +1, selling here +2, selling here +3, selling here, I get stuffed, right? -3, right? Selling here +1, selling here +2, selling here +3, selling here, I get stuffed again. Now I'm back to 0. Selling here +1. This really, before the market, I can't honestly say this is a sell. This, by the way, selling here +2, right? So it looks like it's just +2, right, on my P&L, which is only 200 to the good if you're doing numbers. But let me just play this again with you in an additional manner. So we'll start over here. It doesn't matter. We start over here. Sell +1, +2, +3. It gets stopped out -3, right? On this label, the next sell signal, I go 3 times the size. Boom. Now it becomes +3. Instead of I wash away this whole loss, it's now +3. Now I go +4, +5. This gets -3. I go 3 times the size, washed away. So now I'm +5, +6. Now I'm now I'm +600, and I still have most of the day in front of me. Now let me play one more approach to you. Start over here. I'm selling this +1. Then I sell follow on +2. Then I sell +3. Then I sell follow on +4. Then I sell this one +5. Then I sell follow on. This actually works, even though this looks like it's a bad trade. It's 44. It only goes up to 45. This works. +6, right? I sell this one. It's -3, but I don't have any. I don't have any trades after this, right? So now I'm just waiting for once I'm -3, I'm waiting for the next sell label to come in. So here, I already forgot, what was that? I was +6 over here. Now I go this one, I wash it away. I'm back to +6. Follow on trade 7, sell 8, sell 9. Follow on trade over here. Actually does work. It goes against me over here, but it resolves over here, 10, right? So now I'm like 10 in 3 hours. The point being, I kind of want to sort of, show you is that if you, and this is obviously with an account where I have enormous amount, I have like $6,500 of budget margin against me. In other words, my stop out limit is $6,500. If I'm doing a trade that's $100 profit, $300 risk, right? So I lose $300. And then I do the second trade, the resolve trade at $300 profit, $900 risk. Even if I'm blown out at the second level, and I would stop at the second level and just simply start, that would be like just simply a bad day. So, that day I try to be scratch, flat day. It's still only $1,200 against a $6,500 budget. So I am so far under my budget constraints, and yet I have all these chances to cleanly make $1,000. And the cool thing about this is that this is the exact same parameters I'm given when I have a funded account on a $250,000 account. So by not over leveraging myself, I basically give myself the chance to have $1,000 day, $1,000 day, and on days where if I'm blown out at level 2, on bad days, then okay, fine, I will try to scratch the day. I go back to single trade condition and try to rebuild that, and maybe I just have a flat day, or maybe a couple of $100 negative day. So it's just a very low risk way of creating very, very consistent flow on the trade. Like it also becomes really interesting when you're doing two instruments, because then you literally have, like, within 3 or 4 hours, 10 to 15 opportunities to get $100 amongst those opportunities. And as long as you're trading within quality time, and this, by the way, I chose a time where it's, it's not ideal. Like this is the ideal time. The ideal time to trade is from around 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 noon. Those are like, the primary hours. You have 4 hours. You probably can have, 10 to 15 opportunities within that. As long as you can wash away the losses on the second move with a relatively decent price action, you're in great shape. So it's just a much more intelligent way of kind of trading this. And then, you could sort of choose, if you want it to be more specific, you could just choose, like right now, it's very clear. We've opened up, the market opened up. It's a negative trade, right? The buy trades are just not going to be that attractive until we clear the 200 on a momentum basis. On a reversal basis, yes. So I have like 3 sell labels in a row, and if I have 2 green zones, I'll take the reversal trade, because reversal trade, its very essence is that you're coming in early and you're very, very far away from the large trend moving average, and therefore you have all you need is a small amount of zone to come in and make that trade viable. So a couple of other good pieces of news. Some people may be asking us. There are a lot of people who have not had a chance to take Apex. By the way, here's the Apex link. Apex still has the great discounts. And if you are in Europe or North America, you absolutely can take advantage, or Australia, you can take advantage of it. But if you're in emerging market countries, you can't use Apex. However, we do have a new discount for you guys from Think Capital, which is a great broker-driven firm. It's owned by a broker. It's really, really big broker called Think Markets out of Australia. So really, really well regulated, great firm, and they will take all that all that business to CFD versus futures, but you use the exact same principles as you would here, except you would just be trading NASDAQ, US 30. I would be trading obviously US 30 rather than SPX on the trades, but you could do either one. One of the reasons why I don't love trading the SPX on a CFD basis is because the very nature makes the spreads more expensive. US in CFD world, US 30 is the substitute, is what you would use for like the broad market versus the S&P. So that would be the only change I would make. All right, we're struggling with a little bit of a bottom here. As I said, half a percent down in the first 45 minutes as we sold off. Now we see if this rally has anything, or it's just gonna die out again, which is fine. What we're going to be looking for now is the move into the red zone. If it comes into the red zone, we'll short it, see if we can get some more trades resolved. Yeah, the climb to 5,800 is starting now, and I wouldn't hold my breath that it's going to climb to 5,800. Link says something is wrong for BK10, Hawkeye. The discount code is not working. And if it's not, I'll try to fix it after the show. Is that what's going on, Hawkeye? I'm not sure, because it's just brand new. Kathy gave me the code, so I didn't get a chance to test it yet. The site link is not working. Really? Oh, I know why. I'm sorry. Ah, fuck. Okay, hang on a second. I know exactly why. Just a second. It's my fault. It's my template fault. Let me just do this 1 second. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. I forgot to put a space in here. All right. This should work now. Try this link. Well, look at this pop, guys. Big pop. Big pop. Let's see where it goes. Let me know if that works. So, Andy, I just offered an alternative to the Apex for people who can't take Apex, which is our new partner, Think Markets. Let me know if that link works. Give me a yes or no on the chat. All right, so big pop off the bottom, blah blah blah, but nothing much really going on. Let's just I'm just curious. Let's just see if there's anything on news flow today. Fed speak, inventories really quiet. Bauman is going to speak at 11. Barkin, everybody's going to talk. Well, this is interesting. So this would make sense. Is that 85% of Iranian oil goes to this tiny little island, which Israel could wipe off the face of the earth if they choose to. So it'll be interesting to see if they really press. I wonder if everybody's asking them not to do it just because they don't want to see supply disruptions. I'm just looking to see if there's anything interesting here. Not much going on here. Let's see what's happening here. Markets kind of recovered to the trend line. It's honestly it looks like a very choppy day, right? So not much a lot. What site do I use for news flow? I use a site called Financial Juice, which I like a lot. It is a paid site, but it's like it's really cheap. I think it's like a one-time payment of like $99. And it's pretty good for basic news flow and release. All right, so now we ramped it up. Kind of failed the 200 SMA. Those who are looking at it. But no. We have a buy signal. So this is where I would say we could use a little bit more of a filter of discretion. So here's NAS. We have a buy signal over here. It's underneath 200 SMA, so it's clearly kind of a weak buy signal. Would you want to take this buy label? If you were super aggressive, you could say yes, maybe I do. But if you were a little bit more cautious, maybe you would want to just wait for a follow-on trade. So in other words, it's got to be buy, small red retrace, come back again to a green zone. That would tell you that there is, there's more buyers out there than just recovery trade, right? That's probably how I would be playing it right now, as far as trades go. I would, I'm always aggressive, and I would I would take it here. But I think it would, you'd make five against 10 here. Was it 7, 9? Yeah, you would have made the 5 against 10. I would have taken this trade because it was off the bottom, looked pretty good. But if you wanted to hold off, you could hold off here on the move, because I think it could still be a weak buy for the time being. Meantime, I'm watching the S&P, see what happens over here. We're going to go into we're going to hit the sell zone here, go into the red zone or not. So this was just good enough for 5 points, and that was it, right? That's kind of my point. If you weren't super aggressive, probably wouldn't have had a chance to get this done. Now you could still, now if it consolidates, goes higher, great. But if it kind of turns red, then it's sort of lost its luster, right? I'm looking for the S&P to turn red. This has already been resolved a couple of times to the red side, so I'm no longer interested in trying to sell this again here, because you want to sell this, the follow-on trade after a sell label, not after a buy label. All right, S&P goes red with 27 seconds left. It's got to stay red for us to get interested. Let me get into my zone. So far, not. I mean, it looks like S&P is creating a buy label. So this S&P buy label, I'll play it. I'll play it for fun. Oh no, it didn't happen. Okay, so now it goes red, which I thought. I was like, I'll play it, but it's almost sure to be a weak buy label. All right, well, this one stays buy. Might be willing to play it. Clearly, ton of overhead over here. You are absolutely pushing a rock up a hill by taking this trade, but what the fuck? It's live trading. It's not live watching, right? Yeah, nice big pop. 18, 19 seconds left. Let's see if this thing can hold. 10, 11 seconds. 7 seconds. We're really going to hold off on this until it really completes. All right.
Order filled.
I'm long here. Target is 48. Stop is 44. So I guess I'm in at 47. And it's probably going to fail because, like I said, it was a weak buy. But, as I said, look at that. Yeah, I'm just getting stuffed out. You could tell that this was hugely overhead. As I said, this was not a great trade, but I took it because we want to do trades. And if it doesn't work, I will work on resolving this trade. The very cool part about the plan that I show you is you obviously don't want to take a lot of stupid trades. And, I wouldn't have taken this trade. It's super low probability, high risk trade. Basically a lucky trade if this works. We'll see if it works. I doubt it will work. But having a plan B where you're going to be able to resolve this really does give you some peace of mind that sometimes you can take not the best of trades and see if they work. It went quarter point my way and then kind of held back. It's my target. 48. I'm at 48. And now it's really struggling against that thing. On the other hand, if it starts to breaking up to the upside, that's going to give us a relatively decent, buy impulse. Wow. Just nothing. Nope, looks like it's going to die on me. Yeah.
Filled.
So here's the interesting point about this. The proper trade to do this is if this goes green again. So this went red, right? Now it's the follow-on trade is if we get a green zone. That would be a much lower risk, better probability trade, because that would confirm that that the buying comes back, perhaps even at a better price. So I'm going to obviously reset myself up here, try to see if I could get the green trade going. And if it doesn't, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But at least that's that was a much more intelligent trade take. I took the trade to see if I could get lucky on it, try to push you through it. But the much more intelligent trade, especially it's kind of a thing, lots of overhead. There's no surprise the thing got totally rejected. The more interesting question now is, okay, they took it off the essentially the market open, blah blah blah. But if they're going to make a second run over here, it's going to turn green. It's going to give you a little bit more confidence that that's going to be a really decent trade take. So let's see how this trades out. No news at 10. You have Fed speak, which I don't know. It's gonna. There's not. None of them are really going to say anything. I think that the market doesn't know. Anybody watch the debate last night? All right, now we're coming up to the to a follow-on green trade. Let's see. I'm watching this carefully. 10, 11 seconds left. Let me get myself organized here. Nope, no green so far. So sold off on the open, brought it back like a monster on the retrace, and then kind of died right at the essentially market open over here. And now we can watch and see if they want to try to re-rally it. But so far they're unable to really bring it back up. We'll see if we start getting sell signals instead of buy signals. NASDAQ is doing a little bit better. NASDAQ is trading wider. All right, 39 seconds. We go green. Got to hold in that green zone before I commit to that trade. Now it's really starting to rally. Huge move. One thing I hate is when it's just look at this move. Such a big move. Really, really hard to chase that. But chase it we will.
Order filled.
All right. I'm long, and that's about now it's going to retrace something. This is a massively bad, big candle, but let's see if I can make this candle. What I need, 52.25. No. It was such a huge move. There we go. And I got it done. So not only did I resolve the trade, but I actually, made nice big profit on it because I took a much larger size. Again, I'm just being very, very aggressive on this thing. And look at these big moves. What's going on over here? We have something on the news? No. Just stuff. Oh, ADP came out today. I didn't even see that. There was that's why it was a little bit wacky. ADP was actually much better than we thought. Yeah, look at the psychotic moves. These are really big. I don't know if there's nothing I see on the news. Let's see if Forex Live has anything. Energy sector surges, healthcare struggles amid mixed market performance, blah, blah, blah. No, nothing. Port strike could hit half US. Nah, it's all old news. Really not much going on over here. But again, as difficult as this was, and so, generally when the candle is larger than my stop, in this case, it was a 42 to a 51. It was like literally a 10-point candle. You're always flying blind at that point, because you're basically, at that point, you're just praying that the momentum is so strong that you're going to get lifted. And and I got lucky, and it did get lifted, and and I got taken out. But overall, you kind of want to avoid that type of a big candle move. There's always exceptions to the exceptions. This is you always, like, when you have these kind of big candle moves, you're at danger of retrace, but you also have a really strong chance that this is a momentum move. So when we took out and started to really move over here, joining worked for the time being. Am I trading 412? Yes, I'm always trading 412 on the S&P. Yeah, the thing is, if you sort of have confidence in, I was going to say, Massimo is saying, it's good that you're trading with confidence. Confidence it's a fine line between cockiness and confidence. Now, these were cocky trades. This was a stupid ass trade, because I took it only because I was like, oh, let's we have a buy label. Let's just go. I wanted to show you what the trade would look like. But conceptually, this was a weak trade, because you saw it was a massive retrace against a big resist zone over here. If it was going to get done, you're going to be very lucky. That's all. This was a more intelligent trade, still kind of dumb. Like, if you were really selective, only because, not because this was a bad trade, but because it was just too good a trade, too much movement over here. But, I took it on a large momentum. But the point being is that what I was talking to you about before was that the more intelligent thing is to let the buy candle happen, and then wait for the green trade to come up. Now, right now, you see that the buy candle is coming in over here. Let me reset myself to normal levels. So if this buy label comes up over here, that's a pretty decent buy label now. First of all, we're above the 200 SMA, we're kind of above the day's lows, above the SMAs. Second buy label. At that point, this is not a bad thing, to come in and happen if this produces a higher move. Because what this is kind of saying is the buyers really took it up. It was a retrace move. Now, second wave of buying is coming in. I want to bet on that second wave of buying. So I got to have it happen, though. So far, it's not happening. So it's not a signal. So the market may be just unwinding, and may want to consolidate here for a couple of more candles before it decides it wants to go higher. For now, just simply stays in the green zone. No buy label. What? No buy label. It actually went into the red zone. And the thing is, on a 1 minute chart, you absolutely have to be patient. It's better to be late than early, because very often, as you can see, it sort of changes its color, changes its tone. Really, we're still essentially in an uncertainty zone right now on all of this, right? And that creates a less appealing proposition. So now we might have to wait for a couple more candles for the buys to consolidate. I mean, you could have bought this over here, and you would have been lucky that it took you up. But again, you're trying not to be lucky. You're trying to be accurate. I buy these days. I buy market. I don't join bid, because the whole idea is if I'm confident in the setup, I'm gonna, I should let it fly. I want to be in the trade. If I play around with joining bid, I miss the trade. And if you're missing a good trade, then you're missing the opportunity, right? So yes, the whole idea here is I want to be committed to the opportunity, good, bad, or indifferent, on the assumption that most of these opportunities are going to be good. So that's what I want to do. Rocky Man, I think the 200 SMA is like a nice contextual help for us, right? It just sort of puts us contextually on, you can kind of see where things are developing against it or for it. So having that longer SMA is kind of nice, I think. We'll keep it on there now. Oh, I totally forgot, guys. Don't forget this Saturday in New York, which will be like Saturday night. Let me find this. I'm doing a free webinar. Please join me. This is my automation webinar for those of you guys who want to trade automation. This may actually even be kind of cool for those of you guys who are thinking about doing prop with a CFD firm. Because here, let me get this over here. I'm gonna paste it into chat. Damn it. Sorry, the chat limits me to certain things, so I just need to. I'm just gonna. Okay, let's see if this will be short enough for chat. Okay. Yep. Be sure to register for this webinar, because it's going to be really cool. I've been running it continuously. It runs in my chat room, and it's automatically it's basically been making about $800 every day consistently, on and on and off. And I have a super surprise that I'm going to disclose at this webinar that's going to make a lot of people really like this even more. Here, I'll show it to you guys while nothing else is going on in the market right now. I'll show you. So what we have is I have the algo feeding signals directly into our Discord, and it's been just here's the ODP trades. You can see plus 200. It does that whole resolution algo, but it does it automatically. So resolves. So today, gold winner. A US 30 winner, German winner. It trades US 30 gold, NASDAQ. NASDAQ has not yet triggered today, but we'll see. So every trade has been a winner for the last week and a half on a resolution basis. It's been really great. It's kind of very cool as a product. So yeah, we're waiting for a few more signals to help us out. Yeah, I'll tell you what I did here today. Let me see if I can if this will show executions. There's a lot of movement here. So I sold these two, covered that. Then we sold these two, covered that. This was on a sell label. That worked out. Then I bought this because I was trying to be a hero. That didn't work, but then I bought the second trade and I resolved that. So that's sort of like where we've been. And then I think so let me get rid of this because this is very annoying. I know it's annoying to watch the executions on here, but I should give you the history of this thing. There was a possible buy label popping up over here, possible buy label popping up over here. We got to start watching this. 17 seconds left. I'm going to focus on S&P first, NASDAQ second, just because, S&P is my baby, but they got to both show up. None of them show up. We're not getting the signal, which is fine. And that's the whole thing. You want to stay focused and make sure that you stay with a signal. Right now, no signal, no trade. See, markets are still very tentative, right? It's basically like now we're going right back around the 200 SMA, just not really catching any kind of. The S&P looks a little bit better on the bid side than NASDAQ, but this has got to hold. So this buy label's got to hold. We got 24, 25 seconds left. Basically, it's got to print 51 or better in order for this trade to be legit. Ten seconds left.
Order filled.
All right, I went long here. Target is going to be 52.75. 48.75 is the stop. So I guess I am in at 51.75. So, and it drops pretty hard against me as soon as I went because the buy trades are still very, very, very weak. All right, we'll see. We'll see if the buyers can hold bid here. You see the NASDAQ, they can't hold bid. It's another interesting thing. Like if you're seeing one index do well, the other one not a great confirmatory signal. But again, I want to take all the trades I can with you guys, and worry about the consequences later because we can always try to resolve them as we go forward, which is what I'm going to try and do. Nope, not the buy trade kind of dies out here, right? Not really getting any forward momentum on the buy trades. Oh, I was going to say, so let's watch how this plays out because, again, the intelligent trade would be, buy, red, follow on, right? That would be the more intelligent trade. But let's see how this plays out. Still in the red zone. It's probably going to stop me out. Yeah, it's going to stop me out. And now it's a question of does it go into the red zone, into the green zone again? And do I get a chance to try to trade it again? The follow-on trade is the correct trade, right? We'll see if it goes into the follow-on zone here. Now it goes into the follow-on zone. Yeah. That juke hesitation is what's keeping, it's what stopped me out. This is the proper trade. And again, we're starting to massive momentum. Jesus Christ. It's like riding a Bronco today. Wow. All right. I'm going to just have to hold on and see if I could trade this momentum trade to the upside.
Order filled.
All right, I'm in, targeting 52.50. And we're done. And so this was, again, a good example of good execution, right? Bad execution on the first trade. Second execution was much better. Definitely a much more intelligent trade, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Again, fortunately, I took much larger size on the second trade, so now I'm, very much net positive. But it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary to take the first buy trade. I guess my point is, if I'm being super selective, there's no reason for me to take the first trade at all. I should have just simply waited. And I guess that was, that's the lesson we should be learning today. in terms of execution. But you see how the good, the bad, and the ugly. You get to see all aspects of it. The key thing is you got to stick. Can anybody trade with my custom indicators? No, my friend. That's the whole point. I do this live so that you decide to want to come and join us and get our custom indicators. Here's the link. Without the logic inside the indicator, you're trading blind. So hopefully you give us a try. Were you guys able to get the Think Capital link, guys? Now that I posted it again, let me see if I can do it again. I just have to space out. This is like a space error. Let me know if that works out. So yeah, now what's kind of taking shape here? You see a much stronger, cleaner upward trend, right? Now it's like, what is it, 1020? Market did a little V-shaped recovery. We came right back up. And now we're trading much stronger, to the upside. NASDAQ also trading much stronger. So unfortunately, we didn't get any signals on the NASDAQ here that would have given us some confidence. It's easy. Excuse me. It's easy to play armchair quarterback and say, well, you could have taken this follow-on trade in NASDAQ, but honestly, it was really problematic. It was right at the SMA. You would have been long here, 53. You would have made the 5 points for sure, but this was like a little bit more problematic. It's better to kind of wait for the next buy label, do a follow-on trade, so on and so forth. Can I explain about Apex trading fees for monthly renewal? I believe, and again, it's much better if you go to Apex website. They put it up there. I'm not a salesperson for sales for Apex, but okay. So let me. I'll give you a broad description, and then you can do the details yourself, right? So first of all, I'm gonna give you a link to my free prop trading guide, which discusses the key differences. So. A futures prop firm is a monthly subscription fee. Now, if in the first month of your evaluation you pass the test, that's it. You don't know no more fees. You're done. You're funded, and then you have like just a single one-time fee, and you trade your funded account. A CFD prop firm is just a one-time fee. There's no subscription. You buy it, and then you can trade that evaluation account for 10 years if you want to. If you don't get stopped out, and if you get funded, then you go forward. So the renewal fees with Apex, the monthly subscription fees, I believe are also discounted 80% off face value. So they are much cheaper. You can literally see that once you want to, before you hit the pay button, they'll tell you exactly what your renewal fees are. I don't know what they are exactly because again, it's not my company. They're just a partner of ours. But go ahead and look. But that's the key differences between futures prop firms and CFD prop firms. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Saturday webinar is going to be recorded, yes, but you need to register in order to get the recording. So if you don't register, you won't get the recording. That's the key thing. All right, so I'm watching to see the next zone of setups here. It's clear. One of the interesting things is that you see how on a regular day the market is just a jerk off machine. It just yanks you up, yanks you down, up and down, up and down, and the whole job is to actually make money in the Z's. It's very rare. It's maybe 1 out of 10 days where you get a very clear trend the whole day long. Most of the time, it's a Z-shaped format. So you got to basically serpentine. You got to trade the serpentine, and to do that, you got to do that intelligently. Which today I was like, I'm half intelligent. The first trades have been stupid, but the second trades were actually tactically intelligent, and that's it's better than being zero intelligent. But you get to see the idea of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and how you could, you catch those short bursts of price action against essentially a flat market, right? I mean, if you are a position trader, you literally got nothing done today. Does that make sense? So let's do a poll. We haven't done a poll today. I'm actually it's gonna be interesting. It's a simple poll. What model of prop, having told you what the two differences are, prop do you prefer? Now, obviously, by the way, so I told you only one side of it. The futures model, which is a subscription model, is much cheaper up front, right? Whereas the CFD model is just simply a one-time payment. So I'm just going to say futures. I'm not going to describe what those models are. You guys know them. I'm just curious your opinion. And then CFD, Forex. Start poll. Let me know. I'm really, really curious. Which model of prop do you prefer as a trader? Still waiting to see what's going on. Kind of bouncing, holding the 200. Dicking around. I'm trying to see if there's any crypto fear greed index. Oh my God. Anybody watch the debate yesterday? I'm just curious. I'm not going to do a poll because I'm not going to get political here, but I'm just curious. Type in the comments if you watched the debate, who you thought won the debate. So we're at greed on crypto. Interesting. What else is going on over here? Yeah, you guys ever? Tomorrow's Rosh Hashanah, so I'm not trading, by the way. So there's no Thursday trading. It looks like well, so far I only have two. The theme of debate was common sense. I'll tell you what, what was interesting to me about debate was I felt like it was back to the night. Like it was the most civil debate we've seen in so long. It was kind of pleasant to see that. It was like conversation versus a just name calling. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. Vance is absolutely, I think, absolutely much more polished speaker. He really was an elegant speaker. He definitely, in my opinion, just on a purely objective basis, did trump. Like, if Trump is like the street brawler, who spews lots and lots of bullshit, Vance was the very smooth, elegant, explanation of all his policies. I thought he did him a solid. All right. Well, looks like we held the SMA, kind of starting to bounce back. Trying to find some signals here to trade. What I have? Oh, I have gold. Gold. I haven't looked at gold today at all, guys. Let's look at gold over here and just kind of see where. First of all, we can look at gold using our kind of new analysis of the 200. Gold is still above the 200 SMA, but it's down on the day. Sell signal on the gold. What's gold been doing? Gold has just been. Well, this is interesting. Let's look at gold. We got nothing else going on here for right now, right? Let's look at gold as kind of like this whole idea of let me trade the sells above the 200. Excuse me, trade the sells below the 200 and trade the buys above. Generally, it's not a I mean, obviously, this is kind of like really choppy and unclear. You mean the key thing about 200 is that it works best when you have a clean, clear, definitive tone. But even here, you come in here at 74.9 plus 5, you do make it 75.5. You do make it. A better trade, I think, in some ways is you're above the SMA and you do the follow-on trade. Even though this kind of retraced hard, I think you survived it. It was 73. 72. So yeah, it's $1 retrace. You have $1.50 budget. Boom, you're a winner, right? Another buy. You wait for the follow-on trade. This is a winner, right? Another buy over here. There's no follow-on because now you go into the sell mode above this. Here's a buy above. You go in here. That's not a. Let me show this to you how what I'm thinking about here as kind of ideas. So every trade, this is every trade that I would have taken here with this particular approach, where you are filtering both for the longer term trade and being on the right side of a longer term trend. So over here, right? Blah 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 blah. This is just nothing here, nothing here. Now you go into the sell mode. Okay, so let's go into the sell mode. And now you're trying to, sell the follow-on. This would have worked, right? This one probably actually would have been difficult. The sell label here worked, but the follow-on trade 70.3. Oh well, this was ADP. I mean, that's bullshit. You can't. This was ADP numbers. You shouldn't have traded this. I was like, it looks like it's news. So you really can't trade this bullshit. This, however, was a legit, I think, stop out because you would have come in here, right underneath here, on a follow-on 70.8, goes up to 7. Yeah, you would have been stopped out here, just legit. Now you go back up over here. This would have worked 79.4 against 80, totally worked. Yeah, so you just going through this thing, you had about 6 things that worked and 1 that didn't, which is exactly what we want. Like we don't even have to, repair anything for ourselves. It's purely a nice, clean trade, and we can trade that, intelligence. This I think that's sort of like what we need to focus on. This is a good way for us to BFF. So here we go. Here's a buy trade in NASDAQ, right? So the instinctual thing here is to get long this thing, and I am going to get long this thing. Because why not? What the fuck? But I shouldn't. But I really shouldn't. Okay, I'm long the thing. It's probably going to retrace against me, or maybe if I get lucky, I'll get the momentum trade. But the real trade should be the follow-on trade here, right? Probably going to eat this trade. I'm just hopping on to show you what not to do in a way. Kind of an impulsive, the buy trade here. But if we sort of stay, okay, this is the buy trade, and fuck this. I was hoping to get lucky here for us. See if we could pop it, just because we haven't had a trade in a while. But the really intelligent trade here is to wait for the second green wave. And here's the buy. So I'm not gonna take this buy. Which probably is going to work. No. All right. So we got lucky on this. Okay. I'm actually not going to take this buy. Okay. I really should. I really kind of want to, but I'm not going to take it. I'm going to try and trade the follow-on trade, right? Just sort of to explain, what I was showing earlier, which is that we want to stay consistent all the way through to give us, the best possible chance. Now, this buy trade actually would have worked, and I kind of knew it was going to work, but I'm trying to be disciplined about not doing it. So now we have 2 potential, follow-on trades if we get red-green moves here that are viable, and we'll see if we can make those things work before the end of live today. But overall, honestly, we actually really pretty good session. I think I'm up like $500-600 with you guys, just dicking around. So, not bad for Not bad for dicking around work today. Yeah, the ES buy worked well. Gold is a 5-tick target, 15-tick stop. Yes, same thing. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a a trend condition here, which is nice, right? Starting to break back above. NASDAQ definitely trading the best. What else is somebody? I have a question. Can I check? I want to use a broker. You use which broker is that? And the broker link. Do you need? Okay, so a couple of questions. People are always asking me this. Do I need to buy TradingView subscription? And again, I keep telling you, TradingView is something we have no affiliation with at all. And the answer is yes, you do. The good thing, by the way, it's coming up very soon. They have their Black Friday sale. It's the best deal that you can lock down. They never discount except on Black Friday. You can get like a 50% discount to trade, which is what we do. But generally, yes, you want a subscription TradingView. If you want to try trading, TradingView is just the absolute default product. You need that product for that. Sorry, I'm watching the follow-on trade in NASDAQ. Let's see if that works. It's kind of a 26, 27 seconds left. The only thing that I want to 89 to 15. That's a big ass thing. Remember, I have a 15 point stop on this thing. All right, we'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work, we'll just try to wash it away.
Order filled.
All right, almost went my target, and then of course died out. I need 17 on this trade. No, it's starting to drop. Let's see if I can hold. It's a very, very big move up. So that's why I was like this is always problematic with NASDAQ. Come on, baby. That's why I like trading S&P so much more. But, we'll give it a shot. It's popping around. All right. I'm not gonna watch NASDAQ and torture myself with this thing. Now it goes red. NASDAQ does this all the fucking time. That's why if you're going to trade NASDAQ, you better be prepared for lots of vol and have lots of money in the backup to resolve these trades. All right, come on, baby. Jesus. Fuck. Come on, hit me.
Order filled.
All right, finally. All right, they got done after torturing me. But that is a typical NASDAQ trade. It will just torture you. In the meantime, S&P, we need a red green, right? Let's see if we get a red green. First of all, we need to see if we get a green, because it might just simply roll over and die. But if you get a red green, that would be the proper structure for us on the S&P. Anyways, I did what I promised you I would do, despite the pain. It's like having a root canal without Novocaine when you trade NASDAQ, despite the pain of the volatility in NASDAQ. But look at S&P, how it's crashing through the reds, right? So now it's going to be, we'll have to watch this, but probably at least 2 or 3 minutes of consolidation before there's even a chance there's going to be a green zone here. We'll have to see. Shit, I totally lost my train of thought. What was I talking about before? Oh, TradingView. So yes, you need a subscription to TradingView if you want to be serious. It's a $15 a month. Almost every broker, certainly every broker we use, 8cap, for example, really great broker. You can get everything we do. Sorry, 8cap. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. I'm putting in ACAP. ACAP is, as our preferred broker out of Australia. If you sign up with them, everything we do is free for you. So, be sure to take advantage of that deal. but all of their stuff can be traded through TradingView. Once you almost every broker can be connected and you can trade directly on TradingView. So that was, somebody was asking me this. That's the answer. But yes, you can't. There's a free version, but it sucks. It's got advertising. It doesn't give you enough alerts. It's very, very hobbled. They do that, of course, because they want you to buy the subscription. But if you're trading $15 a month, as an expense is nothing, right? It's really worth it. And as I said, the Black Friday is coming up, and it's definitely worth it. Do I have a green zone coming up on the watching the S&P right now? 22 seconds left. 70, 50, 57.50 or higher puts me in the green zone at 14 seconds. Let me get myself set up here. Four, five. Okay, buy market.
Order filled.
Buy market. 59 is my target. 55 is my stop. Let's see if this works. Oh, I'm a big size. Fuck. Exit. Sorry.
Order filled.
I was a big size, and it would have worked. I just took huge size. I didn't realize I was a 10. But again, in principle and practice, it worked, right? Now you guys kind of you see the tap dance. Buy, positive zone, green follow on. So let me just mark this up on the. Fuck. Sorry, I should have taken. I could have taken the full point. I only took 3/4 of a point because it was just huge size. I didn't want to be on that size on the first trade. But here's where I would be on all my buy trades under the current structure, and you see how little heat meaning retrace we get by doing that, right? So I think I almost did $1,000 with you guys today in very relatively gentle fashion, right? Without too much sweat, which hopefully you guys found fun and useful. If you want to sign up with us, you need a $5,000 deposit with ACAP, okay? Which, like, if it's almost any brokerage account you can open up is going to be that little. Am I going to be cautious after a third buy signal? Yeah, probably I would be. At this point, maybe I'd be. I certainly, at this point, you could also trade the reversal trade, right? Which is the double, the double red against this. So now we get the fourth buy. Certainly, I'll tell you what, I probably wouldn't take the fourth buy label, right? As a condition, right? But yeah, I would be a little bit more cautious. Although, we're clearly starting to develop a trend to the upside, so there may be a little bit more juice. Most likely, I would just simply leave it alone right now, and just wait a little bit longer to see, what develops on the structure. But yeah, taking the buys above the 200 on the follow-on trade really keeps you tight, right? I was going to say, even if you could have also cheated here. You could have said, okay, I'm going to ignore this buy label. This is a sell label underneath the 200, and taking the sell follow-ons, which would have been over here, would have also worked, right? So yeah, I think this is kind of a combination of a lot of things that we do that really selects the best possible trades that you can do. Like, you don't have to do too many of these trades. We just did 3 trades, consecutive winning trades over here. We also did a few winning trades over here too. But the only one that would have been legitimate was this one, right? Was the follow-on trade over here. It kept you very much on the right side of the trend without looking at that. Now, the word heat in trading means retrace. So, like, what I mean by this is you entered here, there was almost you were never in a losing position. You were like in a half a point of losing position. You entered here, no losing position whatsoever. You entered here, I had no losing position whatsoever. It all went like that's what I mean about heat. That's why these were really great entries, because they didn't retrace a lot on you. Conversely, when I was doing the buy labels, I was suffering a lot of what's called adverse movement in price action. Maximum adverse price action is what they call it. Andy, I don't know anything more aside from what the Think Capital your website is going to tell you. So I'm not a representative for them. I know that they have a standard CFD model. I like their terms. Everything is on their website. If you have questions, you should talk to their salespeople, because they're going to give you much more intelligent answers than I will. We took them on as a partner, and as a result of this, we can offer a discount, which is what you wouldn't be able to get that discount if we weren't a partner. So that's the whole essence of that. I try not to get into I don't do tech support or sales support on any of these products, because that's not what we do. My job is to trade. I'm not here to discuss finer points of what these guys are offering. You should talk to them directly, but you should take it. It's a great deal. They're definitely a super great broker. They're using their own brokerage engine to run this, so the execution is going to be good. So we in that sense, I feel very confident in them. Interesting end of poll results here, guys. So sort of a small but distinct preference for futures versus CFD, but not an overwhelming win, like a 60-40. So we'll see. But for those of you who want to try CFDs, which I think is also a really interesting product, and I'm actually gonna, next week when they set me up with an account, I'm gonna try to trade the CFD account at the same time as we trade the futures account. And we have tools, by the way. This is one of the things that I was going to tell you. Oh, that's actually a really good thing I was going to tell you. No, I can't. Before I promise it, I got to test it out. I'll test it out. But I'll let you guys know if I have the right tool to help you do the stops and targets on this thing. But if you don't, I'll be trading it directly as well. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, great session today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We really used a lot of different techniques to get the P&L right. P&L has been really, really good. I think it was close to. I'll tell you just a second. Let me just go looking here in the back end here for a sec. Yeah. I a little bit earlier, I ate. It was basically $800 in P&L, but I ate about $300 in commissions because I was just churning and burning before I went live with you guys. But from when we started, I'm definitely about $800 up. So that's a good day for all of us. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Everybody, those of you who are celebrating, Happy Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah to you. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Those of you who are not, I will see everybody. I'll actually see everybody on Friday for non-farm payrolls because Kathy and I are trading live. Kay is going to join us. So that's going to be super fun. I'll be in Jersey and we'll be trading from there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for everything. Hope you guys really enjoyed the show today. And I will see you guys on Friday. Everybody enjoy. Bye-bye.